Highway 12 Hitchhiker. Highway 12 dates back to at least 1917 when it was known as the WIS-12. With the 1926 U.S. highway system in place, the road kept the same numeral designation and basically the same path. In 1993, the section of highway through Wisconsin was named the Iron Brigade Memorial Highway in honor of a Civil War Union unit from the area. But it's another type of soldier that the stretch of Highway 12 through Barbaro in Sioux County is noted for. For years, drivers have reported a man wearing what appears to be a green army jacket from the 1960s and blue jeans, walking down the road. In most reports, this man is said to have a dark beard and long, greasy black hair. Drivers will pass him, not paying too much attention to the scraggly man, but then are overwhelmed when, after traveling for about a mile down the road, they see the same guy still walking down the side of the highway. How can this man have gotten ahead of them so quickly when no other cars had gone by? Some brave souls have attempted to give the man a ride, but find that he vanishes from sight before he reaches the car. This particular section of highway has undergone some changes and upgrades in the past year, with more scheduled coming over the following years. Yet that does not seem to have deterred the phantom hitchhiker from making his presence known. The Baraboo Tours Facebook page has reported sightings, like on November 7th, 2011, by a truck driver. The driver spotted the man at about 9:45 p.m. near Ski High Road. He was spotted again by the S-curve near Skillet Creek. Another witness shared his story, in which he gave an excellent physical description of the man and pointed out that he saw the man for the first time near the airport on the east side of the road, and again near the S-curve between the cemetery and trailer park. Although many have tried to find the phantom hitchhiker, no one has yet been able to explain who he is or why he's haunting this particular stretch of road. The Bloody Headstone. Kate Blood's grave is located at Riverside Cemetery in Appleton, Wisconsin. Park your vehicle and walk down the path that is chained off. Kate M. Blood's gravesite is located on the left-hand side of the path, a few feet from Section D, in the Riverside Cemetery. The gravesite of Kate M. Blood is located near the Fox River. It is an area beyond where other tombstones are located. She is buried in a wooded area, where a trail leads to her gravesite. Appleton locals have claimed that Kate Blood murdered her husband and 3 children. However, the rumor appears to be false. The gravestones indicate that Kate Blood's husband outlived her and even married a second time. The husband's second wife then outlived him. According to one source, Kate Blood was the young wife who died on her way to Colorado to be treated for tuberculosis. She had 2 children, one of them dying very young. The other was still alive when she herself had died. Ghosts and the paranormal at Kate Blood's grave in Appleton, Wisconsin do happen. Some cemetery visitors claim that on nights of a full moon, one can see a reddish liquid seeping from the stone. Others claim that Kate Blood's gravestone is warmer than the other gravestones nearby. Bodega Brew Pub. Bricks unexplainably topple over. Ransom giggling is heard when no one else is around. La Crosse may be more haunted than most locals even realize. Incorporated as a city in 1856, La Crosse is an old river town with lots of rich history and character. Age is part of what makes the city so special. while also serving as a perfect backdrop for numerous alleged ghost stories and hauntings. Many of the city's original buildings are still in use, and some, quite possibly a few of La Crosse's most beloved destinations, are said to be haunted. The Bodega Brew Pub, located on 122 South 4th Street, is one such place that is supposedly one of the most haunted sites in the town, making Wisconsin's trails 10 most haunted places in the state. The Brew Pub, once the Malin Pool and Sample Room, back in the late 1800s and early 1900s, is said to be haunted by the ghost of a former owner, Paul Malin, who allegedly hung himself on the premises in 1901. It's been said by former owners, employees, and even customers that his ghost continues to haunt the venue to this very day. His presence still chillingly detectable. Unexplained noises, appearances, and cold spots have been reported over the years. Though the current manager, John Kelly, and many of the bartenders have never experienced anything weird or out of the ordinary, John explained that he hasn't personally encountered any paranormal activity at Bodega, but a former employee did experience a weird incident. One evening, while the employee was closing for the night, a stack of bricks with a big board leaning against it in the basement seemed to just randomly topple over. The next morning, the same employee who had been the last one out the night before claimed that the bricks had all been stacked up again, with the board back in its original position. The employee had been the last one out and the first one in, therefore, the scene in the basement was particularly eerie and unexplainable. Boy Scout Lane. In the woods of rural Wisconsin, there is a lonely road that some say is haunted by the ghosts of Boy Scouts killed there many years ago in a tragic accident. A number of urban legends are associated with this road, and people have reported seeing and hearing strange things there. Located in Portage County, Wisconsin, Boy Scout Lane is a dead-end road with no outlet. It is supposedly the site of some kind of accident that resulted in an entire scout troop getting killed. The place has been the subject of several paranormal investigations, and young people often go there at night, hoping to experience something spooky. Like many other haunted forests, the land surrounding Boy Scout Lane is privately owned and is off limits to the public. Over the years, folks living in Portage County have talked about the tragic accident that supposedly happened there. One version of the legend holds that a troop of Boy Scouts camped out in the woods at night during a weekend in the 1950s or early 1960s. One of them accidentally dropped a lantern and caused a forest fire which killed the entire troop. Another version of the legend holds that the scouts were killed in a bus crash. Still others say the entire troop and their leaders just vanished in the woods without any explanation. In most accounts, the scouts are said to haunt the forest where they died or vanished. They can be heard hiking through the undergrowth, or their lights could be seen at night as they try in vain to find help. People who have ventured into the woods around Boy Scout Lane have reported experiences, different kinds of strange phenomena. They supposedly feel a strong sense of foreboding or being watched. They hear sounds of footsteps or breaking branches coming from different directions. Sometimes folks say they were surrounded by a very weird noise. Others have claimed to see unusual lights that either resemble swinging lanterns or flashlights. Ghostly buses or figures have been seen along Boy Scout Lane as well. One website contains a first-person account from somebody who went in search of ghosts among the lane. 4 teenagers traveled out there one night, and they heard weird whistling noises. They also saw light in the forest that disappeared and reappeared as it moved through the trees. The teens heard something hit their car very hard, As you can imagine, they got out of there in no time. When the teens got home, they noticed something very disturbing on the car's passenger side window. They found fingernail scratchings on the glass. The person reporting this on the website states that this could not have been caused by tree branches. Those are some of the legends associated with Boy Scout Lane. What's known for sure is that the land around it once was owned by the Boy Scouts of America, which planned to use the site for scout camping. Although the camp was never built, the name survives to this day. But those facts haven't stopped the legend of Boy Scout Lane. Bloody Bride Bridge. Stevens Point is located in the central part of the state, in Portrait County. Bloody Bride Bridge is well known in Stevens Point as a haunt that crosses the Plover River. The road is known as Bloody Bride Road, and it's actually Highway 66. According to locals, a new bride was killed in a car accident at the site on her wedding, and paranormal events at Bloody Bride Bridge are blamed on this tragedy. Some people have reported seeing a woman dressed in white, covered with blood in the middle of the road leading up to the bridge. Indeed, a police officer purportedly spotted this ghostly apparition just before hitting her with his car. After hitting the woman with his car, he turned around and saw her sitting in the back seat. This is a ghastly story, but unfortunately, investigators have failed to find supporting evidence of this tale. According to unexplained research, the Stevens Point Police Department have no record of a new bride getting killed on the Highway 66/Bridge Road. According to the unexplained research team, Stevens Point Police also have no record of a police officer hitting a bloodied woman dressed in white with his vehicle. Still, some locals contend that those who drive down Bloody Bride Road will see the bloody bride in her wedding attire. Those who go ahead and park their car can hang out until midnight to see the image of the bride and her groom in the rearview mirror. A Washington County paranormal group took a gander at the Bloody Bride Road on an afternoon trip to the location. And though they failed to see any ghosts, they did note some strange rock formations in the Plover River. There were perhaps a dozen little rock stacks recorded by this group that seemed odd enough to mention. These were carefully, if not impossibly balanced rock piles that made no sense in context, except for the fact that they were discovered in a haunted location. Ghouls, can you believe there's only, one more urban legends state story until I'm done with state stories, like urban legends? Like, oh my god. It flew by so fast. I don't know. I kind of really want to do the creepypasta one more than the Canadian urban legends one, just because I really like doing creepypastas. I like being able to, get into the character and I guess kind of voice act. You know what I mean? Maybe I'll go back and forth. Maybe I'll do both. I don't know yet. I guess we'll see. Are you ghouls sad that the state urban legends are coming to an end? Or are you like, finally something else is coming? Let me know in the comments. But as always, ghouls, the last video will be on the top left. The next video will be on the bottom left. All my social medias are on the screen as well as in the description box below. And remember, there's always someone or something watching you.